When your dog climbs into bed with you every night, do you actually know what they're trying to say? Yes, it's heartwarming. But behind that closeness, there's something deeper that most owners completely miss. It's one of the most emotionally loaded things your dog can do. And if you misread it, which most people do, you've been ignoring messages they've been sending you for years. Let's start with what that nightly ritual actually means. Most people think it's simple. Dogs like being cozy, you're warm, you're soft, end of story. But here's the thing. Dogs are pack animals. In the wild, they sleep in groups for warmth, yes, but also for something far more important: survival. Sleep is when they're most exposed, most vulnerable, most at risk. So when your dog walks past their perfectly comfortable dog bed, past the couch, past every soft corner in your house, and climbs into your bed, that's not about temperature. That's a choice. A study in applied animal behavior science found that dogs show attachment behaviors strikingly similar to how human children bond with caregivers. When your dog chooses to sleep beside you, they're making a statement no bark could ever communicate. You are my safe place. And by the way, if your dog suddenly stops sleeping with you after years of doing it, don't ignore that. We'll get to what it really means at the end, and it's something every owner wishes they'd paid attention to sooner. Have you ever noticed your dog circling, pressing against you, or nosing under your arm right before they settle in? That's not restlessness, that's ritual. Dogs have scent glands across their body, their paws, face, and base of the tail. When they press against you before sleep, they're doing something ancient and deliberate. They're marking you, not aggressively, affectionately. But here's what most people don't realize. It goes both ways. When your dog sleeps curled against you night after night, they're absorbing your scent too. In pack dynamics, members who belong together share a communal smell. It's how the group recognizes each other. It's how they say, "This one is ours," without making a sound. That bedtime ritual, it's your dog weaving your identities together, telling themselves and the world that you belong to each other. This is also why your dog might sniff you intensely when you come home smelling like another dog or a new place. You've lost some of that shared scent. And that evening cuddle, part of it is them quietly restoring what went missing. Ever notice where your dog chooses to sleep? Maybe it's pressed against your legs. Maybe it's right beside your head. Maybe they're always facing the bedroom door. That placement is not random, it's strategic. No matter how pampered your dog is, they still carry the instincts of a working animal. And working animals understand threats. When your dog positions themselves at the foot of your bed facing the door, they're not being dramatic. In their mind, they've taken a post. They've chosen a spot that gives them a clear line of sight to the entry point, the most likely direction danger would come from. If they sleep pressed against your back, they're covering your blind spot. If they stay near your head, they're protecting your most vulnerable area. They know they're smaller than most threats. They do it anyway. Something deep in their wiring says, "This human is mine to protect." And every single night, without being asked, they show up for duty. Does your dog curl into a tight ball, press their back to you, sprawl out like they own the whole bed? Each of these positions is communicating something different. The tight curl, paws tucked, nose to tail, is a protective posture. It's comfortable, yes, but it also shields their belly. If your dog always sleeps like this, they feel safe enough to be near you, but they haven't fully let their guard down yet. It's trust. With one layer of armor still on, the full sprawl, legs out, body open, maybe even upside down, is the opposite. This is complete, total security. A dog exposing their belly is a dog that believes, on a primal level, that nothing bad will happen to them here. They've switched off every survival instinct. That's not just comfort, that's faith. Back turned to you. Some owners take this personally. Don't. In canine behavior, turning your back to someone means you trust them so completely you don't need to monitor them. It's a compliment wrapped in fur. Full contact press, when your dog finds the smallest possible gap and wedges into it, right against your side or your legs. This isn't clinginess. This is the strongest statement they know how to make. They want zero distance between you. That's not neediness. That's devotion. Have you ever noticed your dog seems to wind down when you do and wake up right when you start moving in the morning? That's not coincidence. That's a choice they made for you. Dogs are naturally most active during early morning and early evening. It's when their biology tells them to hunt, patrol, and explore. By instinct, their energy should peak precisely when you're trying to sleep. But bonded dogs do something remarkable. They suppress their natural rhythms. Research on domestic dogs shows that dogs living closely with their owners gradually adjust their activity cycles to mirror their human schedule. They sleep more deeply at night. They stay calmer during your work hours. They're alert when you're alert. Not because it comes naturally to them, because that's when you're available. Think about that for a second. Your dog's internal clock, shaped by tens of thousands of years of evolution, gets quietly rewritten, just so they can spend more of their life existing alongside you. This is also why your dog often meets you at the door at almost exactly the right time. They haven't memorized the clock. They've memorized you. Ever had a hard day, a day you told no one about, and come home to find your dog glued to your side? They already knew. Science is now confirming what dog owners have felt for decades. Dogs can detect subtle shifts in human heart rate, body language, and cortisol levels, the stress hormone your body releases when you're anxious or overwhelmed. Your movements tighten, your breathing shallows, your scent changes slightly. To you, it might just feel like a bad day. To your dog, something is measurably, detectably wrong, and they respond. This is why dogs become extra attentive when their owner is sick, grieving, or going through something difficult. They're not just being sweet. They're reacting to real, physical signals you're broadcasting without knowing it. And sleeping beside you gives them the deepest possible read on your state, your heart rate at rest, the rhythm of your breathing, how often you shift, how deeply you sleep. Night after night, they're building a baseline of you. So when something changes, even subtly, they're the first to know. We've made it to the part I mentioned at the beginning. What does it mean when a dog who has slept beside you for years suddenly doesn't? This matters more than most owners realize. Dogs are deeply habitual. When they break a pattern this significant, something has changed. And it's your job to figure out what. Sometimes it's physical. Pain, illness, or joint discomfort can make a dog seek cooler ground, firmer surfaces, or just solitude. Dogs instinctively withdraw when they don't feel well. It's an ancient survival behavior. If your older dog starts sleeping alone, a vet visit is worth taking seriously. Sometimes it's environmental. A new pet, a new person in the house, a shift in routine. What feels minor to you can feel seismic to a dog. Their world is smaller, and every change in it is enormous. And sometimes it's emotional. Dogs remember. If something frightened them in the bedroom, a loud noise, a bad experience, a moment of conflict, they may pull back to protect themselves, not out of spite, out of self-preservation. The key is this. Your dog chose to sleep beside you because they trusted you completely. If that changes, they're not being difficult. They're communicating. So listen, watch, and if needed, gently help them find their way back to feeling safe, because that nightly ritual was never small to them, and now you know it shouldn't be small to you either. If this made you see your dog differently, subscribe. We go this deep every single week. And drop a comment below. Where does your dog sleep and what position? Let's figure out what they've been trying to tell you.